When you listen to me, a native English speaker speaking English, you can understand a lot, right? But when you want to speak out, you can't always speak fluently. Why? What's going on? Let's find out. I feel for you. No, really, I do. You can listen to English and understand a lot. You can read and understand a lot of things. But when it comes to speaking, you can't find the right words. Your mind goes blank. It's like the words in your head are beautiful, but the words that come out are not so exquisite. You may feel trapped in this situation for an extended period. I do feel for you, really. I'm sure I've been there as a French, Spanish, and Chinese learner. I've been exactly where you are. And I'll tell you right now that pressure is the biggest reason this happens. You see, listening and reading are passive. You just sit back and take your time, speaking in real time. People are listening. There are expectations. Under pressure, most people tend to stutter. Of course, that's what happens under pressure. I am sure I can help you. By the way, my name is Emily. This is my YouTube channel. So in this video, I'm going to tell you the 6 main reasons you may not be advancing or progressing as much as you want with your speaking fluency, and what you can do about it. At the end of the video, I'll also give you some tips on how to handle that real-time pressure when speaking. Okay, sound good? Number 1. You are trying too hard to impress, and very often, that means you speak quickly. When you speak English, people are watching, waiting, and expecting. It's like you are revealing yourself. You are expressing a part of your personality, your identity. It's terrifying, right? And people will judge you, whether it's right or wrong. They will judge not only your English, but a lot more about you. So what we need to do is ignore the judgment. One of the most important things is not to speak too quickly, especially with native speakers and an IELTS examiner. They will speak quickly, and as students, we often feel pressure to speak at a similar pace. When you attempt to speak quickly, you tend to lose control. It's akin to the moment a baby begins to walk and run. Boom! They tumble and fall. The thing to do is to slow down and speak at your own pace. You can speak slowly and fluently. Really, you can. Slow down, speak at your own pace, and forget about everybody else. Number 2, overcomplicating things. You are making things overcomplicated. This is particularly true of IELTS speaking students. They attempt to demonstrate their sophisticated vocabulary and articulate intricate grammatical structures. However, because you are preoccupied with these intricate grammatical structures, your words often come out with hesitation and pauses. There's no connection. It doesn't make sense. the listener becomes confused. The thing to do is to keep it simple, especially when you begin speaking. Forget the fancy vocabulary. Forget the complexity. Keep it simple. Build up. As you warm up and start walking more quickly, you may be able to run a little bit, but at the start, keep it simple. Number 3, focusing on accuracy. You focus on accuracy because you want to speak correctly. You don't want to make mistakes. You want to speak correctly, or maybe perfectly. However, this implies that you frequently question whether you're using the correct tense when you're speaking. Is it with an S? Without an S? And therefore, as you are thinking, you're not speaking. There are gaps in your speech. Your fluency begins to lose coherence due to your excessive focus on accuracy. The truth is, you need a balance of accuracy and fluency. You need both. You want to focus on communicating your idea, but have a satisfactory balance. Sometimes it's fluency, sometimes it's accuracy. Build them both up over time. Don't just be accurate and lack fluency. That's it. Let's move on. Fourth, there is a lack of vocabulary. You lack vocabulary. This is one of the biggest problems with speaking fluency. Students do not have the words to express their ideas. That means you lose fluency, right? You are thinking of a particular item. You say, "Oh, I want one of those things." This is a tool. It is precisely what I require for my automobile to be one of those things. What do you call it? You can see how your fluency decreases due to the absence of these words. Yes, you can paraphrase it and find a way around it, but only sometimes. Overall, if you don't have the vocabulary, especially at intermediate and above levels, you're going to struggle. Vocabulary begins very, very tangible. It's about very simple things, but as you get to a higher level, you're expressing more abstract ideas, more intangible things, and more concepts, which is harder. You need a more nuanced vocabulary. So the thing to do here is to think long-term about your English and build your vocabulary. Think like test cricket, right? Test cricket. You play a game over 5 days. When I talk to Americans about cricket and a game that lasts for 5 days, they're like, "What?" That's long term. It's the same when you're building your vocabulary. You want to gradually build your vocabulary over time. And as your vocabulary gets better and better, your fluency will improve over time. Avoid attempting to learn a large amount of vocabulary beyond your current level, as this may lead to a decrease in your fluency due to the previously mentioned issue of overcomplication. When you're speaking and practicing, It's common to use vocabulary that is slightly below your proficiency level. Words you are comfortable with, confident with, know the meaning of, and can express. You'll also be speaking more fluently. Naturally, over time, you are gradually expanding your vocabulary, so you are slowly raising your game. Not cricket, but English over time. That's the way to do it. Number 5. You are shy. You are shy. Maybe you are. Maybe you're not. But for a lot of introverted people, I say we because I am introverted, often let our shyness affect our fluency. It doesn't always affect our fluency, but occasionally it does, leading to mumbling. I'm going to do that. You know what I mean, right? Not speaking clearly. Occasionally, your body language may falter due to a lack of confidence, which can directly impact your fluency. You can be both shy and confident, as I discussed in a recent video on becoming a confident English speaker. You can even use your shyness to build confidence and become a strong, confident speaker. When you stop mumbling and start speaking loudly while maintaining a proper body posture to communicate, you can speak more fluently. It takes time. It takes practice. But most of all, it takes awareness of this. If you are shy or an extrovert, you probably don't have this problem. Let's move on to the last one. Number 6. You don't practice enough. Now, when I say practice, I don't mean practice speaking. Indeed, you must engage in extensive speaking practice. I mean, you don't practice fluency enough. Practice fluency. What do you mean? I mean, you need to practice speaking your sentences and your ideas again and again and again. Most conversationalists get their point across and move on. You move on to the next idea. Of course, when you are on your own, practicing alone at home, I recommend you don't just say the idea once, but practice saying it again and again. This is great for IELTS speaking. You can repeat your sentences again and again. You are practicing fluency by understanding the concept and practicing expressing it more fluently. The other thing to do is to notice and learn phrasing and intonation. Phrasing is where the native English speaker pauses in their speech, right? Each phrase follows a specific intonation pattern. There are no fixed rules for this, but there are patterns you can follow. For example, take this simple sentence, right? If I could speak fluently, I would pass my test. The phrase, I stop after fluently, is used in this sentence. If I could speak fluently and pause, I would pass my test. That's how a native speaker would normally, not always, but frequently, naturally phrase that sentence. And the intonation, especially with these if sentences, is D, 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 D. If I could speak fluently, I would pass my test. Okay? So that pattern is common. Interviews are a great place to pick up these patterns, learn them, and notice them. Interviews with famous people, actors, and so on. You'll start seeing this on TV. Basically, it takes all of these grammatical structures, breaks them into phrases where a native speaker would break down the phrasing and shows you the intonation. You just repeat and practice. That really demonstrates your fluency. It's a bit like shadowing on steroids. It's a really great way to do it. Funny enough, practicing fluency makes you more fluent, right? Good. So there you go. Now you know the 6 main reasons why you are not speaking fluently. Remember what I said at the start? Knowing is not enough. If you want to change, you need to do something now. So think about what you're going to do differently. Remember how I discussed pressure at the beginning of the video? The biggest problem with speaking fluently is that people often become blank due to real-time pressure, expectations, and the scrutiny of others around them. Therefore, there are numerous strategies you can employ to address this issue. I'm just going to give you one tip today on how to handle that pressure in order to speak more relaxed and fluently. And it's the following. Breathe, smile, and make eye contact. Breathe because it will physiologically help relax your body. Smile because that will help you relax, and it will help other people relax. When others relax, you also relax, creating a positive feedback loop. Everyone is relaxed, and maintaining eye contact will further contribute to your own and others' relaxation. It's a useful communication technique. Okay? So, breathe, smile, and make eye contact. If I could speak more fluently, I would pass my test. That's it. With action and practice, I hope this video will help you speak more fluently in the coming weeks. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please like, turn on the notifications, and subscribe to the channel so you can find out about upcoming videos. Leave me a comment and tell me which of these tips you enjoyed or liked today. And that's it. I'll see you again in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.